Good score, Mike.
That was an awesome one. And so we're just about ready to start one of the great rivalries right now in bodyboarding. These guys are just about dead even in their matchup, Dave Winchester and Guillermo Tamega. And here in particular, they both excel at Gringo. So this is going to be quite a matchup here. Sit back and enjoy the show because this is going to be pretty high level competing and riding.
8.9 for Eder Luciano.
8.9. So it takes him out of combo at least, you know.
He would have need so with that wave, if he would have had another wave and a 7.73, could have been in contention. It just wasn't to be, although it was a great wave. So Eder Luciano with a 9.4, and I'll tell you right now, I think that's the highest scoring wave of the contest because you had a 9.35.
9.38, I think.
Yeah, and you and two other guys are tied for the highest scoring wave with a 9.38.
That would be the highest scoring wave so far.
And do you remember the graphic we saw earlier today as we get the semifinal started of the highest scoring heats of the day and what the scores were?
Yeah, I remember it vaguely.
Was it 17 or so or less?
Combined scores.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't recall that one.
Well, Dallas Singer had over a 17 in that heat.
I
think it's possibly the highest scoring heat of the contest, and we'll check into that and get back to you guys later. So we had a super heat yesterday. I should rephrase that. We've had a bunch of super heats. We had GT and Jeff Hubbard, a great battle yesterday. GT sent the Kauaian home. But once again, another amazing heat. These guys have battled it out back and forth every single year. Dave Winchester and Guillermo Tamega. The heat is underway. We're going to throw you to a commercial. Eric Apple and Mike Stewart are going to be back calling the action in a moment. Water. We are back, 27 minutes and 55 minutes to go. So just over 2 minutes through this heat. Nobody's caught a wave. Dave Winchester, Guillermo Tamega. These guys are both champions from here in Arica, the Australian versus the Brazilian. Two different styles as well. I mean, this is a contrast in every form of the word. Correct, Mike?
Good call, Eric. Yeah, for sure. I mean, GT, someone who just manhandles waves and just will just will his way through sections. And then you got Winnie on the other hand. It's just kind of like he just flutters about and kind of not the same intensity. It's just lighthearted. I mean, he gets intense in heats, but it's just a totally different approach. And so this is you will see a huge contrast in riding styles and just an approach to the heat here. But, this is it. This is crunch time now. These guys both are they both got some momentum. They know that the finals are one heat away. If they can just get through this heat, they're both extremely familiar with this situation, being in a heat against each other and at this level. So this is you're going to see the highest level of bodyboard competition, like right now, this heat. This is one of the best, this got to be one of the best rivalries right now going in bodyboarding. So
I think it's also the best commentary team we've ever had in the sport of bodyboarding,
Claiming it. Cool.
So once again, Eric Apple, I'm stoked to be here in Chile. Happy to be your host for the GoPro IBA World Tour, and I'm also very happy to have my friend and 9-time world champion Mike Stewart in the booth with me once again. And I can't say it enough times. The guy sponsors the event, surfs in the event, and comes and commentates for us as well. This guy is the man. So thanks to Science Bodyboards.
Yeah.
And we also have to thank all these riders and the IBA as well as local promoter Tomate for putting on this insane event. This is good. We were just talking about off camera. This is great content. And we see Dave Winchester going right.
Okay, this wave looks like it's lining up pretty good. It might have a good section. There might be, massive air.
Nice. Dave Winchester.
Winchester rides out smooth. That's just going to be an absolute massive score. GT back at it.
Firing back.
That
Closing
barrel just
down
kind of
that
ran away
barrel.
from him.
So
Absolute massive error by Winnie to start his campaign. That was insane.
So Dave Winchester drawing first blood right
That was
there.
Carip.
Let's check out Check out Dave Winchester
That
on
was
the right.
nutty.
Look at this.
You know,
driving,
it looked like it was
driving.
going to bend away from him. So many of the waves today kind of bend away, but this thing just kind of like
Cracks
he's
it.
got a gosh. He just has a
Out
way
of the
to
water.
just. That was just an insane move.
And he landed in the perfect spot, like a little whitewater cushion.
Yeah.
So we're going to see
Great,
a good score from Winnie
Great
soon.
technique through that whole ride. You know, and it was unassuming. I didn't really expect it for him to get that kind of boost and that kind of section. You know, a lot of times you kind of run towards that end section and it just kind of a lot of times it'll bend out and there's just nothing to hit.
So take a look at the replay. This is Guillermo Tamega, former
GT
world
had the
champion
right
on the
idea
left.
here. You know, he had a good line. You know, and it looked like just kind of that wave just kind of was not a great wave. I mean, he gave it a good dig, and you can never write him off. You know, he might come through that whitewater, and
40 years old. Woo! He's an old guy.
oh man, he's a young buck. So age is relative, right? Wow.
So both riders paddling back out. We'll see who's going to get out there first and get priority. And I'm kind of surprised because neither Winnie or GT are paddling hard like with their arms, just their fins, just kicking their legs.
That's interesting.
And we have some scores coming through, ladies and gentlemen. 8.5 for Dave
Wow,
Winchester.
Dave Winchester
opening
opens up big.
Big right there. And
Now-
Guillermo Tamega with a 2.5. He's not going to want to take that score home. He's looking to replace that with two good rides. But wow, Dave Winchester, just absolutely huge initial assault there with 8.5, Mike.
So that's just going to fuel the fire for GT. I mean, he loves that. He
I
loves
don't know-
when he
I
loves
don't know
when
if
he gets
I don't know if
cornered.
he's- I wouldn't say he's happy about that score.
He's not happy, but you're gonna see him go to town now. Like
Yeah.
he's, there's no holding back. He's got, he's in.
So, Mike, tell us how that affects the train of thought for Dave Winchester. You know, what's going through his
Well,
head?
that's a keeper score, no doubt.
No, but what's going through his head? You come out with an 8.5. You got 24 minutes
That
to
was
go.
just a beautiful error.
And,
God, he
and,
just
and
vaulted
how does that change your approach?
Well, he's got one in the bag, and that's a nice place to be, especially in a heat against GT. And so now, he can be, he needs to get another one of those or better that. So he's going to be kind of getting into selection mode. So you'll see him take off on a wave only if he thinks it's going to be that same score or close to it. It's going to be a kind of a waiting game, I guess, for him at this point. But we'll see. He might have a different strategy, especially with GT. Looks like he's kind of getting busy here. So throw that concept I just threw out the door because he's going to start stacking up his points. So here's on a pretty good left. This looks like a pretty good bubble.
Once again, Dave Winchester riding that foam
deep
ball,
in
pushing
there.
out
Nice.
2 good waves already for David Winchester in the opening 7 minutes. Man.
And that was right under GT's priority, too. So that's putting the pressure. That'll put the pressure right on GT.
To say the least.
Yeah.
All right, taking off. Dave Winchester paddling. Just turning in nice, smooth. I mean, it makes it look easy.
Yeah, he does. It's that wave pretty much did all the work.
He just went.
He just took
the right
off.
place,
Good
right
selection,
time.
and don't make any errors and ride it well. And
Wow, and a 7
okay, so
for Dave Winchester.
We're how much time is that, Ben?
22 minutes to go.
Yeah, so we got like another entire heat in front of us, and he's already starting to really close the door. And I say that, but it's GT's the kind of guy, with his passion, he'll just bust that door right open. And
Okay, so Mike, once again, we got some questions coming in for you on the IBA Facebook page. And this is a question that's on my mind, too, and I think we talked about it a little bit. CJ Piezas asked us, what do the riders have to do to get a perfect 10? And he said, in the last heat, I thought there were 3 waves that were close to that. And you and I talked about it, I think, before. We haven't seen any 10s. We don't see them very often. What does it take?
Yeah, it takes, a perfect ride. I mean, you're going to have to get a good, incredible barrel and probably a big move. If you can do those 2 things, or 2 big moves, if you can do those 2 things, you'll get a 10.
Okay, so
but you really gotta surprise everybody with your wave riding.
It's got to be over the top. And right now we have Yo-Yo, The man, the myth, the legend, down on the beach with Dallas Singer. Take it away, Yo-Yo.
And we are just finishing the last quarterfinal, and here we are with the winner, Mr. Dallas Singer. Dallas, Wes, tell us about the last hit.
It was good. Kind of went my way from the start, so that was good. I had an early lead, so it's just always a bit nerve-wracking when you got an early lead and you just want to hold on to it. So the last, I guess, 15 minutes went quite slow, but at the end, yeah, I just tried to have some fun, and I got a good one on the inside that I was just kind of laughing the whole time. So the waves are good, and yeah, there's a few awesome left, so I was stoked. Yeah.
Did you take this as a revenge from last year in Puerto Rico against Eder?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I've had only one man heat with him, and that was the one in Puerto Rico, and he schooled me. So yeah, I definitely owed him one.
Okay. Thank you very much. Congratulations, and well, I deserve you the best on the next hit, Dallas. Thanks.
Cheers, yeah.
Okay, you just saw there ride from GT opening up his campaign in this heat. So here's his replay. So he gets a pretty good line here. I mean, that's a pretty darn good barrel. So that's going to be a high score. And then he's looking for a section here to do something. Gets his spin off the top, but it kind of got it. And all that triple up that you saw on the wave there. Yeah, he just got caught on that upper lip. But, man, that was a pretty darn good wave. Let's see here. So, gosh, that wave just ran. Waves are just so good right now. And just see, you know, that towards that end there, it just kind of runs right up on the rock. So it's pretty hectic.
G'day, Mike.
Good day. Alex is in the booth with us.
Yeah, just jumped in.
Alex Leon, legend from Cronulla area, Shark Island local.
Thanks, Mike.
Ripa down under.
Just had to fill in for Eric. He's having a little breather there. So
yeah, Eric's been at it for a while.
Yeah.
So good to see you in the booth, and yeah, we're super excited to see what's going on here.
Yeah.
There's some just pretty mind-bending wave
Action
riding going on.
going down, yeah.
Super amping.
I'll tell you, people downstairs are just ecstatic. People jumping up
Sick. Yeah.
all over the wall and everything. It's been crazy.
I hope you guys are enjoying it from behind the computer screens that you're watching. And
yeah, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in around the world too. We're trying to bring you the best show possible, and
it's all this guy's putting it all together behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're super excited to be here too. It's a great show for us. Like it's you can't yeah, with the replays and stuff. It's for us even watching is a real treat.
Yeah.
So
far we have Dave Winchester in the lead.
With Winnie with two big waves. I mean, right now, as it is now.
How's the score for Dave's first invert? An 8.5.
8.5, yeah. And GT is going to need to replace both of those scores.
Because you see him, has GT's last barrel been scored yet?
Yeah, 6.95.
Okay, can you see they've scaled this heat back compared to the last one?
Yeah. And that they the judges know, they know what the level of riding potential is here. So, if you see an adjustment in the heat, because they do kind of take things into consideration, like the scale. The main objective is for the better wave rider of that time period to come out ahead. And so, if guys are getting 2s and 3s, but the scale is down and the right guy's getting through, then the job of the judge is complete. So the scale might change. I mean, that's an extreme. That it would never be that much, but if there's a point or so below what you would expect, it's because they've scaled things back a little bit and kind of recalibrated, so to speak. So it's just an opportunity to kind of open things up a little bit too, and offer more potential for guys, because with these two guys in the heat, you're going to see you could potentially see some way beyond average wave riding, and in that case, they really do need that upper part of the scale to judge.
And I can confidently say right now that here we see Dave Winchester on this left, just
nice
tucking in.
Pocket ride. He's going to run well.
Comes out. He's got to do something out of this thing.
Oh! He lands so smooth too. So that was.
Now that's what we want to see.
That that was smooth.
How was he, GT?
backing it up. He's looking for something here. Okay. Oh, catches a rail on his flip.
Well, who's going to win the battle?
Okay, there's going to be a paddle battle. You know, GT might be a little bit further out. So
Yeah, it looks like GT will get there.
GT will get there. But that was, you know, GT trying to really push it here and go for it. You know, he knows what he needs to do. And
Holding priority down.
so, yep, there you go. There's first priority to, well, I haven't seen the priority yet, but I'm sure GT is going to get the priority there. And in fact, I don't even know if they've announced it yet.
Yeah, be good to see a replay of that Winchester roll. Smooth
Yeah, that was
transition, wasn't
smooth,
it? Yeah,
yeah.
real smooth.
You know, and I'm just wondering how long he needs to ride it out. So anyway, nice barrel. I mean, this first part, he did a nice stall to get in there. Then from here, you can just see him racing for that section.
Just lines it up.
And just big
That was
extension, a
beautiful.
lot of air, just so nice,
Yeah.
you know, so smooth.
That's a complete move because I spoke to the judges before about how long they got to ride out, and they're aware of how critical it is to land in front of those rocks. So they've basically said if you land with a meter, you ride it out for a meter and then bail out because of the rocks. It's a completed move.
Wow, nice look from there.
So from here we'll be able to see
Just
if he has.
big, huge sky roll.
Oh well, we couldn't get the last clip of that, but yeah, 7.7. So they've awarded him for that completed roll.
That moves into one of his top scoring waves with an 8.5 and a 7.7. Pressure's on.
Let's just see where
friendly.
GT got stuck. It looks like that back tail just bogged in, didn't it?
Yeah, it seemed like he might have hit that a little early, and as a result, it kind of threw him on a weird part of the wave, and he couldn't get the board under him. So that's kind of uncharacteristic from GT, especially in at this level. You know, in a semi, you don't see him usually faltering like that.
Well, I can confidently say, Mike, there's going to be an Australian in the final.
Yes, well, we'll wait and see. You know, we don't know for sure. This is
Well,
semi
we know for sure because the second semi-final is Ben Player and Dallas Singer.
Oh, okay, right.
So we're going to definitely have an
okay.
Aussie in there.
So
and will it be GT or Winnie joining them?
Okay, that's right. So it could be a South American
versus an Australian,
or it could be an all-Australian ordeal.
final. And I'm sure their families and friends are tuning in from Australia too. And all GT supporters in Brazil, I'm sure they're watching. They're an hour ahead of us here in Chile.
So here you go. There's the priority.
Probably 10:30 there.
With Guilherme in first priority. Now, GT really knows how to work the priority. And we'll see if he might begin to get a little bit frazzled if he can't get another decent scoring quick. But and in which case you might see some errors tactically. But man, the guy's so seasoned and has done this for so many years, and is such a great competitor that he competes perfectly so often.
Yeah, it's not over until that hooter rings because these guys have done so many amazing things in the last 30 seconds in all their heats.
Yeah.
Especially these two together.
Yeah.
It's a battle of the warriors, isn't it? So we've got 12 minutes remaining in this one here, and currently Dave Winchester, your former Arica champion, in the lead with a total combined score of 16.2. He's got an 8.5 for that first big invert, and we just saw then his second highest scoring wave was that barrel to a beautiful transitional roll there out of the barrel.
Yeah, that was I really like that.
If you're watching kids and you want to learn how to barrel roll, that's an exact template of what you should do.
Air roll. Like that was a really, I mean, he got good air, great projection off of the lip, and just
he just rolled with it, like you could see. He took that whole line that the lip was taking.
I think that's why he got the little bit higher score too, because that radicalness plays a big role in the judges' tally.
We'll see him holding back here. He might be eyeing off a section.
He's eyeing a section for sure. Here he goes. What
he
he got? Whoa!
Oh!
What the heck was that?
It was like almost a reverse air, but more of a backflip, wasn't it?
Kind of a reverse
He's still going.
Backflip.
Oh.
Yeah, he's just having fun. I mean, that was sick.
It's just a nice loop, reverse loop, wasn't it?
Yeah, he just went up. It was kind of like a reverse air, just an inverted reverse air. And That was pretty cool.
Hey, let's have another look at this replay. I want to see the way he rotated this.
So you can kind of see him hanging up high. This part of the section, you want to hang up high to get your speed up to run into this next section, and he's running into that. I think he's going to do a roll, and look at this. He just turns it into a reverse, but doesn't quite bring it around. So it's just like it's kind of like a backflip, but then he rotates out the towards the beach.
Well,
So
Winchester
cool.
really turning it on, isn't he?
Yeah, that was neat to see. I like to see the creativity, and him just kind of changing things up a little bit and just throwing in more repertoire, and I think that'll kind of really help his confidence as well. Because
Well, Mike, I'm going to leave you to it. Eric's back. I'm going to have to jump out, mate. I've got a lot of stuff to organise.
Quick, because he's a kind of a big guy, and I hear he can fight.
Here we see Tamiga having a look at this. Yeah, he's a big
tell you
guy.
what,
He can
man,
fight.
We'd be fighting to get in these chairs because it's a great show from here. This is one of the best places to view it, and it's fun to talk about it.
I just want to thank on behalf of the IBA to every single person that's tuning in from around the world. Without your support, we wouldn't be here, wouldn't be able to do this. So Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for the support, everyone, for sure. Whoa, so Dave Winnie gets a 9 for that. So they love the and this is really going to put GT in the pressure cooker. So here he goes. This is a great little start of a wave. Oh, it's going to run. He's just pushing it. He needs a big score. He knows that. He needs basically he's comboed. So he's going to need a miracle here at this point. And this guy, if anyone, is capable of that. So it should be a very exciting finish to this. I'll tell you what, though, once Dave gets into this kind of rhythm and he's opening up like he is, and this is, every competitor kind of seeks this, where you can just really open up and just let loose and do what you want to do. Here's GT's last wave. He just kind of runs away from him at the end there. But once, getting back to Dave's situation, once you can get that kind of rhythm going and you just can open up, then all the pressure's let out and you just can surf so freely. Just babbling my words.
Oh, you sound great, Mike. Eric Apple, I'm back in the booth, joined by 9-time world champion Mike Stewart. I took a little momentary bathroom break, but I am back. And, man, I think I missed some insane waves.
You missed a lot of action, man.
Now, I'm going to get the lay of the land while I tell the people at home. Dave Winchester in the lead. His scoring waves, an 8.5 and a 9. He also has a throwaway score of a 7 and a 7.7. Are you kidding me?
Which is higher than any of GT's waves right now. So that's just like
Tamega with a scoring rise of 6.9 and a 4.4. He's in combo land with 7 minutes and 55 seconds ago. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Man, these guys are stepping up.
Okay, so watch for some crazy antics here. Totally crazy antics here towards the end with GT. If a set comes in and there's a section, get ready for some craziness, because he will go absolutely cuckoo to try to get his score.
There's the boys right there. Hubby, Ryan Hardy. I see Lachlan Cramsey as well. PLC, I think, over
George
there at the
Humphrey
hood.
in the beginning, in the closest to the
Yes,
camera.
sir.
Yep, there's the boys, the peanut gallery as we were converted into.
Amazing
Everyone
action.
wishes they were in the sheet.
Amazing action here.
But it's fun to watch too. Like it is a real treat to watch guys when they're in rhythm and things are going good. This has to be, I think, the highest scoring heat of the whole contest for Dave. This is going to be the highest score. I mean, a 9 and an 8.5. That's pretty darn good.
Man,
A few points away from perfection, actually. 2.5 points to be exact.
if we have a chance, I would love it if Ren and the boys showed us some replays. Let's get me caught up. And those waves are so good. I mean, we can't watch them too many times, can we, Mike?
I want to see that reverse again.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was like
like
an
a
off-axis reverse, kind of like
kind of a backflip. It was basically a backflip, and the way where he landed, the proximity on the wave was kind of where you would land a reverse or something. So it was really interesting. But the judges love the creativity and they love how well it was executed.
Yeah, thank you guys. Let's check out this replay.
So
Dave
he's
Winchester
just coming out
driving.
with a ton of speed and just
Looking good right there, Mike.
Yeah, you just didn't expect that,
Sick. That was the 9.
Yeah, and he does really well about recovering. If you notice in his rides, he's already leaving the maneuver with speed, and he's recovered so well. So gosh, his technique is pretty darn hard to beat out here. Hard to beat anywhere, really. I mean, he's one of the most consistent bodyboarders on tour. Last year, he certainly was. I think he made every final, and just narrowly missed to the world title to Jeff Hubbard in the Fronton event. Just missed it by heat. But Jeff also had an amazing year with the win at Pipe, and smoked me out there. So
look at this in red. Dave Winchester once again taking off on a good size left mic, and he's scooping in.
Wow, nice little barrel. God, he just rides that barrel so well. Just such good control. You know, maybe not his highest score, but pretty darn good.
Man.
I mean, look, they're high-fiving. You know, him and Ben is, you know, or is that Dallas? I think that's probably Ben in there.
That's
yeah. You know, they're Ben. You know, Ben
Winnie,
and Ryan. They're basically they live with each other. Basically, you know, when they travel on these events, they've been doing it for so many years.
Look at this replay. Amazing
nice,
wave.
Deep barrel by Winnie. Just so well ridden. You know, just
this
nice
guy,
technique, and he's just having fun at this point.
You know, Mike, I was talking about this, I believe, when Sasha was in the booth with me, and this is something I'm sure that you know as well as anybody, and you'll have some good comments on it. These guys are among the best athletes in the world, and when you're a top-level athlete, there's something more to just being in good shape and performing well. There's something called peaking, and Dave Winchester has been doing good, but man, this heat, as well as the last heat where we saw Ben Player, these guys are starting to peak right now.
Yeah. I mean, you know, Ben catching just getting through on his last wave. We'll see how he does in the semi, but yeah, if Winnie, I mean, gosh, what a great way to go into the final.
7.35. So he has throwaway waves of 7.35, 7.7, and 7s. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, GT just needs the waves, you know, and they're just not coming. You know, so that he can put on a more valiant battle, because you just can't. Okay, we got something here. He's battling for this. At this point, you know, he's looking for anything. He knows he's got to get out of combo before he can even get the scores that he needs.
Too deep.
Just so deep, trying to. You know, I had this conversation with him the other day, and he's all, you know what? Sometimes you just don't know. You just got to pull in, even if it looks like a closeout. You know, this strategy has worked for him in the past. You know, years in the past where he would be just pulling in and you know, Hail Mary. You wouldn't know if he would make it or not. He wouldn't know if he would make it or not, and he'd just go for it. And sometimes he'd make it and get crazy scores, and then a lot of times he wouldn't make it. So it was just kind of
take a look at that replay.
Throw your dice.
Mike.
So, you know, he did everything right here. Just that wave just ran away from him. So, you know, now that puts things in a really tight spot, because I think Winnie moves into priority. And, you know, don't think that Winnie will give him a break here.
No, so GT got a 2.2 on that little wave. Not going to matter whatsoever. Mike, let me ask you a question. When you see guys like Dallas Singer and Dave Winchester getting these highs of scores and throwaway waves of 7.7s and 7s and 7.3s, and we're down here in South America for a month. You know, you're going home, but you know, a lot of us are going to be down here. We have 2 more events after this. Is that intimidating to these guys sitting over here watching who are already out of the contest? They're like, man, Winchester is just murdering. Is that
yeah, you know, for sure. You know, whether it's conscious or not. I mean, it probably is conscious, but I mean, you know, this guy is surfing so good right now that it's definitely got to have an effect on you.
Yeah.
And your psyche even. But, you know, hey, every heat is different. Every wave is different. You know, yeah, they're at this point, the boys are just like enjoying the show, just like everyone else behind the computer screens out there.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're just as excited to see this as you guys are. And, yeah, and as Alex said, thanks so much for you guys' support, because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that.
Yeah, once again, this is the 10th annual Arica Chilean Challenge presented by the Municipalidad de Arica and Tomate Surf Shop, and of course, Science Bodyboards, Movie Star, and Lawn Airlines. I'm looking good in my gyro shirt, buddy.
Yeah, looks good. got Eric like bulging out of my shirt over here. That's pretty sick.
They're going to show us on camera. We got our.
Yeah, he's got it going.
Gyro.
Yeah.
Mike Stewart, the man, the myth, the legend.
So it's your
pumped
support, buying this stuff, that it helps me keep going and try to sponsor more events and put back into bodyboarding. Because that's what I want to do.
Everybody's certainly very thankful that, Mike, you have dedicated your life and all of your work to this sport and expanding the sport and developing the sport and producing products for the sport.
Well, there's good places to go, you know.
Here we go, Dave Winchester.
Dave Winchester just,
it's
that was
Rayner.
nice.
It's Rayner.
You know, you can almost see him. He did like a wheelie there as a shockwave hit him, and he's just having fun. I mean, you know, that actually, I don't know if that's going to beat an 8.5, but that was pretty neat. I mean, look at his scores. It's ridiculous. He hasn't got anything less than a 7.
And tell me this: it looks like we're having all.
He's got
Australian final.
6 waves.
Tell me this, Mike. Does that remind you of the last quarterfinal where Dallas just, with 30 seconds to go, gets this an insane barrel and smiles at the beach and laughs when he didn't need it?
Yeah.
He was already comboing.
But this is another level. I mean, we're talking Tomega here. We're talking Arica, and he's got Tomega comboed with 15 seconds. You know. So you could see him just kind of get that shockwave, just kind of hit him up, but he just handled it, went right through it, and he's just having fun. I mean, at this point, you know, this is Winnie at his best. So GT, last ditch effort. Let's see if we can get out of combo at least, save some pride. But
kind of like
yeah,
like we saw the last seat.
Yeah, no. Well, nice flip.
Oh,
that was really
Andrew
nice.
Did, huh? Man.
So that might help him get out of combo. But one maneuver, good run for GT. Made it to the semis. No shame in that. So he walks away with good tour points. It'll move him up.
Great flip right there.
Re-qualify him. Yeah, that was a good flip.
And the crowd is appreciative. You hear him cheering on the beach.
Oh, so he gets out of. Is he out of combo? No. So
735.
735.
695, which are
in any other heat, that would
scores.
be in any other heat, he'd probably be making it. If it's a 4-man heat. But we're talking semis, we're talking Arica.